Falcons said, okay, we're going to keep y'all out of the end zone. They get the ball back, go right back down the field. Eagles fans. Now, last week when y'all went on Green Bay, y'all was in Brazil and y'all won. I said, Ocho, I'm not sold on that defense. I say, I see some things I don't like, Ocho. I'm not so. Right. Oh, hater, you hating again. Oh, meat riding up. Y'all see, what y'all fail to realize is Ocho and I have 2.5 decades of playing the game, breaking the games down, watching the games. The difference between Ocho and I and most people that do what I do, you watch the game, yay, they scored a touchdown. Yay, they got a sack. My job is to go deeper. I need to know why they scored. I need to know how they got that sack. So when I come up here and I sit before you, I can give you things. I don't got no dog in the fight. I don't know anybody on the Eagles side. Raheem Morris came by. He was great. Sat down when we was on the tour, Ocho, gave us 15 minutes of his time. Greatly appreciate that. I know Arthur Blank a little bit. Yes, I have his number. I'm cool with Mr. Blank. I don't bother that man. I don't ask him for tickets, but he just thought it'd be good. We used to go to the same gym, used to train with the same Pilates teacher. So I just throw that out there. But Ocho, when I watched it, I said, Ocho, I ain't sold on the Eagles defense. I told you that last week. I said, I'm not sold, Ocho. I said, because that back end, it scares me. And they can't consistently generate pressure. They let Hassan Reddick go. Fletch retired. Brandon Graham is good, but he's getting a little long in the tooth. I say, Ocho, they're not consistently generating pressure, and you can run on them. Whoa. Shannon, stop hating. You starting off the season hating already?
Right.
Hey, Eagle fan, what y'all got to say about Unc now? Y'all want to talk about anything?
Yeah, but see, we got to, I'm not sure what they need to do, what adjustments they need to make with Jordan Davis. I mean, with Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter up there. With those two behemoths of young men, there should be constant pressure at every time. Actually, nobody, based on what they have at the front line, should really be able to run the goddamn ball.
No.
Just thinking about those two right there clogging up the middle, it shouldn't be nobody running the ball at all. But for some reason, Bijan Robinson is also a special back as well. He's a special back. But when thinking about the game, to me, obviously, it was boring. If you watch the first and the second quarter, it was a snooze fest. It did not get exciting until the end of the game, which always happens in low-scoring games for some reason like this. It gets great at the end. Now, the game was sealed and dealed and done if Saquon could have caught that ball and gotten that first down. Then you could have run the clock out because you picked up the first.
Just run the ball. Just run. Well, Ocho, you know 40 seconds going to go off the clock?
Hold on. If they ran the ball, they were anticipating the run. That's why the swing pass was wide open in the flat.
It's great if you make it. Guess what? I run the ball, and I'm going to run it all the way down. I'm going to take me a timeout. I'm going to take 40 seconds off the clock. How much was time? So that's a minute.
Hold on, but you got to think about it. In that situation, in that scenario, based on down and distance, the time of the game in the fourth quarter, what is the Atlanta Falcons expecting? They're expecting them to hand the ball off to Saquon. That's why I thought the play call was beautiful to me. We just needed Saquon. I'm talking about we. I'm talking about we.
He should have called the ball,
fan, as an Eagle fan.
It was a great play call because, you're right. I'm anticipating you're going to run it.
Yeah.
I'm thinking just like you. Oh, y'all running this ball. Ain't no way y'all going to let Jalen Hurts throw this ball. Oh,
play action, roll out, Saquon wide open, he just drops it. Boom, hold on, wait a minute now. We still got time. The Falcons come out, they get the ball back, and drive the length of the field. Hold on, we playing too high. I don't know what the safety's doing. The corner route to Darnell Mooney, the first corner route to Darnell Mooney. Why the safety all the way back there like his goddamn punt return?
Because he worried about that double move to the post.
even still, in that situation, you know they got to throw the ball short. Boom, if you're in two, your antennas got to go up. Let's say it was Ed Reed back there. What you think Ed Reed doing?
But here's the thing, Ocho.
He gonna bait you, and he driving on the corner because he noticed what you running based on Darnell Mooney's alignment. I know the corner route coming.
Let me tell you why you play in cover two. You can't get no pressure. You better not go single high safety, and you ain't got but what you touched Kirk Cousins one time. Think about what he did. What was Kirk Cousins doing in the pocket on that last drive?
Patting the goddamn ball.
God damn.
Patting the ball.
I wonder if my wife didn't put the kids to bed. Damn, I wonder what my mom doing. Man, that's a beautiful night in Philly. Dang, he doing all that. He's
Listen,
like,
somebody got to fill a void, huh? They let Hassan Reddick go. He led him in sacks last year.
yes.
They let him go. So somebody got to pick up the slack. Up the middle, Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, baby, y'all got to come to the party.
They got to get in shape.
You got to come to.
I mean, they can't run with 2 plays. Jordan Davis run 2 plays and come out.
You don't think they in shape?
No, hell no. Why you running 2 plays and come out the ball game?
Well, I mean, when it comes to the interior, most of the time, most teams they how do you call it? They
rotate. They on a rotation.
They rotate to stay fresh.
Ain't none of them jokers got no pressure. Fruit fresh. I need some dogs. Hey, go hunting. Bryce Young era temporarily has been halted. Dave Canales decided to bench Bryce Young less than 24 hours after telling everyone he's starting next week. The Red Rifle, Andy Dalton, is being named the team starter quarterback moving forward this season. Young was reportedly shocked by the benching and sources told Jordan Schultz it came out of nowhere. Nah, actually it didn't. If you go back and look at your play, look at them. It ain't come out of nowhere. No one anticipated the plug being no one anticipated the plug being pulled after just 2 games with a new coaching staff. But a reminder that the Panthers, traded so much to get him. They traded DJ Moore, a 2023 first-round pick, which was Darnell Wright, a 2023 second-round pick, which was Tyreek Stevens. I think he's a starter. 2024 first-round pick, overall pick, Caleb Williams, and a 2025 second round.
Don't do that. You don't do that. You don't do nobody like that. For one, I'm going to start with David Tepper. Because what David Tepper is doing is insubordination. I don't even know what that shit means, but it sounds like it fits for this goddamn scenario.
Well, he can't insubordinate because he's the higher up.
He's the higher up, and that's the problem. Because now you point the fingers at Bryce Young like Bryce Young is the issue. That's not the issue.
Yeah.
That's not the issue. Look at the quarterbacks before Bryce Young got there. I thought they was the problem. Who was the quarterback before Bryce Young?
Man, they had Sam Darnold. They had
Baker Mayfield. Keep going.
I don't know who. I don't really know who came directly after Cam.
That's what I'm trying to say. It's been a revolving door of quarterbacks not having success because they don't have what they need around them to be successful. There was a reason you was able to get Bryce Young because he was the number 1 pick for a reason. You were able to have the number 1 pick for a reason. So now you expect Bryce Young to come in, had a different coaching staff last year. You hired Dave Canales, right? You bring him in, you let him play 2 games. He has nothing surrounding him to help him. But now you're going to bench him and you're going to start Andy Dalton like that's going to answer the problem.
Like Andy Dalton go take
like
you
that's
somewhere.
going to answer the problem. No, fix the shit around him and then you put him in an environment and I guarantee you'll find success. Oh, Bryce Young is an issue. Then people talk about, oh, he too short. Oh, he can't see. Hello, how tall is Kyler fucking Murray? How tall is Baker Mayfield?
Well, we know he's taller than Kyler Murray.
He absolutely is. It's not Bryce Young. Now, what I will say, if you turn the tape on, there will be some discrepancies in his play. His confidence is shot, man.
Hell yeah.
Listen, and this is no disrespect to any of the receivers that are on the Panthers. No disrespect. You know I love you. You know how I feel about you, even if I don't know you personally. But he has. You know what? I ain't gonna say that because I don't want to be disrespectful.
I think the thing is, the question is, if Andy Dalton is the answer, I need to know the question.
Hold on, the red right.
I'm just gonna keep it. Hey, y'all know what we do. I keep it 1,000. So if he the answer, what's the question?
Listen, I think having a veteran presence. I'm not sure what the Panthers are gonna do going forward. Maybe allowing Bryce Young to sit for a year. Watching the media outlets and some of the pundits, some of the analysts are saying Bryce Young time in Carolina is.
But they want everybody to play because everybody think they're going to get C.J. Stroud. The problem is, Ocho, is that people forget. Do you realize Patrick Mahomes sat his entire rookie year except one game?
But that's not what they do with rookies this year. Now, they don't even give the rookies time to develop and learn from the sideline. If you get drafted number 1, they throwing you to the wolves. They throwing you to the fire.
Yeah.
You got to get out there.
Carson didn't start the whole year. John Kitna did.
Yeah. So times have changed now. For one, the money that's being invested in these players. You know, well, we paying you so much. We need you to go out there right now and earn that paycheck. You need to earn what you're making. Now, it's okay if you go to a team that is competent with weapons around you that you can use at your disposal that makes your job easier. What Bryce Young has to do is he has to put on his fucking cape and be Superman, which he cannot do because he has nothing to use around him. And I mean that as respectful as possible.
You traded DJ Moore, somebody that could have gave him a quality receiver. You traded him. And I like Adam Thielen, but Adam Thielen, I mean, he's not what he wants. He's not that Pro Bowl receiver anymore.
He's a decent number 2. Look at the receiving core in general. And I mean this I'm not trying to be disrespectful. You know, we talk about number 2. We talk about 2s and 3s. Like, who can Bryce Young, stay with me now. Who can Bryce Young, right? In the time of need, life or death situation, he can come to the ball, get up on the center, and look at a receiver and say, you know what? Right now on this play, I need you. I need you to win for me. Hell or high water, I know you got me no matter what. Who can he do that to? Who can he do that with? CJ Stroud got somebody he can do it with. Patrick Mahomes got somebody he can do it with. Joe Burrow got somebody he can do it with. Like, you can go down a list of teams that always have one dog. You just mentioned.
You got to have one.
One dog.
And the more you have, the better you are.
I know I can count on. No matter what, he got me. It's nothing. And then he's having a string of bad plays back to back. And all that does to a player's confidence, you already know what it does. He in the press conference Sunday, they asked him, have you lost your confidence? He said, my confidence is in the Lord. And when he said that, something like that, it's shot, Unc. It's shot. I'm Christian. I believe in the man upstairs too. But in that environment, that killer mindset.
But the Carolina Panthers fans ain't trying to hear that.
No,
at that
listen,
moment.
the killer mindset you have to have at the quarterback position, your confidence is number 1.
Nah. You can't shake my confidence.
The confidence is number 1. That's number 1. Once that's gone, you just a shell of yourself out there. You a shell of yourself.
Because I wish more guys realized, Ocho, for me, how you gonna break my confidence coming from where I came from? Oh, yeah. Do you know what it took just for me to get here? Yeah. Now that I'm here, you think okay, I drop a couple passes, y'all boo. Y'all think that's gonna break me? I should have been broke a long time ago. Because along the way, I'm sure it's been 75,000 people that doubted me at some point in time. And I might not know them, just like you don't know half them 75,000 or the 77,000 or how many people that come to Carolina games. You don't know them. You can't break my confidence because I know, first of all, you drafted me because clearly you like what you saw on tape. I played on a big-time program. I won big-time games against big-time competitions. But don't let a couple of bad plays. Don't let somebody pull it. Now, look, it's easy for me to say because I've never been benched, Ocho. So that's a lot easier for me to say. I try to make sure I do everything I possibly could. You know, it's different for a tight end receiver than it is a quarterback. They have a lot more on their plate than what we have on our plate. But you're not finna break my confidence. You're not finna shake me just because I have a couple of bad games. Hey,
but see, he might.
I'm gonna do me. I'm gonna go out there and do me. And it's a lot, like I said, Ocho, I'm responsible for my play. He's responsible for everybody. When things go good, he's gonna get the credit. When they go bad, he's gonna get all the blame. That's what happened.
As a rookie, look at the circumstance he's coming into. As a rookie last year, there's a reason he was the number 1 pick. Because the team
it damn sure in Alabama. It damn sure in Alabama. Because when you follow Tua, you follow Mac Jones, and you got those receivers that you got Jameson Williams, and you got Mechie, and you got those tight ends, you got those running backs, you got Jameer Gibbs.
Listen, you coming from a winning environment surrounded by adequate weapons that makes your job easy. I'm not saying the quarterback business is easy, but when you have certain players around you and you have certain weapons at your disposal, you're able to facilitate the ball an efficient way. And that's something that he can do. He has to put on the cape and be something that he's not. He can't be Superman. Name one quarterback right now. Chad, listen to me. Name one quarterback right now that you can put on the Panthers and it would turn the whole franchise around. Who?
Look, you ain't got but look, first of all, you ain't got but a handful of guys. You probably got like 3 or 4 guys, Ocho, that could go there and it raises the level of play. That's hard for a rookie because you got to look at when Peyton Manning got to Indy. You know what Peyton Manning had?
Yeah,
Ocho. He had Marvin Harrison. He had Marshall Faulk. 2 guys. First ballot Hall of Famer. Marshall Faulk was an MVP and a 2-time Offensive Player of the Year. And we know what Marvin Harrison is. That's what he have. And they say, you know what we're going to do? That ain't enough. We're going to go get you Reggie Wayne. You know what? That ain't enough. We're going to go get you Adrian James. Oh, that ain't enough. We're going to get you Anthony Gonzalez. We're going to get you Joe
Dallas Clark.
Dallas Clark.
Brandon Stokely. Don't get me started.
If you look at what Patrick Mahomes inherited, he had, look what he got. He had Tyreek, and he had Kelsey, and they went out and got Sammy Watkins.
Been fortunate. Listen, you think about everything you just said. Drafting the right way, putting pieces around the quarterbacks so they can have instant success. What is Brother Tepper doing over there? And they want to blame it on the quarterback.
Effing up.
They want to blame it on the quarterback.
Brady was the only one. Coach Tom probably said, Coach Belichick, don't you draft anybody else. Because you ain't drafted but one player that's been some good, and that's Gronk. Everybody else we got in free agency. We got, what was Amendola? You got him in free agency. I think Edelman was an undrafted free agent or a low round draft pick. Welker, you signed him, but he was undrafted. You look at the guys that he signed, boy, they were been good and terrible. You remember he got Tyquan Thornton, the guy from Baylor? They ran like 4.26, 4.27. Yeah. Man couldn't play dead in the Western. And it looks like he got a Achilles tendonitis and calf issues, and now Debo's down. The question I have for you, are they in trouble?
Nah, they're going to be all right. You got Ricky finna come back. You have Juwan Jennings, who is also capable of making big plays, obviously more so in the blocking game, but he's an adequate receiver that can get open when need be. Did you say Ayuk was hurt?
No, Ayuk's not hurt. But he hadn't been involved that I thought he should. Now, remember last year when Debo went out, he stepped up, played unbelievable. Purdy was looking for him. So he's going to have to go back to that. He's going to have to go back to because no Debo, no Christian McCaffrey. They're still going to be able to run the football. But in the passing game, you're going to have to lean. You're going to have to rely a little bit more on Ayuk. You're going to have to rely a little bit more on Kittle. Like you said, Jennings played really well. He's made some big time catch. He can make some big time catch. Remember
the rookie's coming in. The rookie from Florida. I think he'll be back. Ricky, he'll be back this week. So I think they'll be fine. Listen, goddamn Shanahan is so goddamn creative offensively, knowing how to manipulate the offense and the formations to be able to get the players open with understanding of their strengths and their weaknesses and what they're good at and what they're not. I think they're going to be fine.
The Dolphins signed Tyler Huntley off the Ravens practice squad. Tua is seeing a neurologist, and retirement is not in consideration after suffering his third documented concussion. Instead, he's in concussion protocol, working to get cleared for a return. Mike McDaniel said there hasn't been any decision placed on whether Tua would be placed on injured reserve. He's doing well today, and we take it day by day. He's smiling with his teammates. He's working with trainers and the medical staff diligently.
I like the choice. I think for those in the chat that have watched Tyler Huntley play, understand what they're getting. At some point, maybe a week, maybe 2, depending on how long he takes to learn the playbook. There's so much that the Dolphins could be able to do with him. He's a dual threat quarterback.
Yep.
He's a good thrower of the ball.
Yep.
He's someone that can get the ball to Waddle, to Tyreek. He can throw a good deep ball, but also his escapability is up to par. I'm not calling him Lamar Jackson, but if you saw when he was with the Ravens and he had to,
he played well. He played well. Pressure, yeah, he came in and
played really well. So I think that's a good fit for the Dolphins, and he needs to be behind center as soon as possible. Because if you look at the numbers, no disrespect to Skylar Thompson, if you look at the numbers and the efficiency when Skylar Thompson plays, even with Waddle and goddamn Tyreek Hill at the helm, it ain't that good. It ain't that good. So you want to be in contention as long as possible until Tua is able to come back and return, which I think will probably be week 6. I think the bye week is 5, maybe the bye week is 6. So I think Tua will come back week 7.
I think the thing is, Ocho, is that I think Tua had a concussion that wasn't diagnosed. Remember, he got that concussion and they say, oh, it was his shoulder. He was stumbling and his offensive lineman. And then he come right back out there that Thursday night against Cincinnati and get slammed. And then we saw
back of the head. Yeah.
And if I'm not mistaken, I think he had one at Alabama. It's tough to leave something not on your terms.
Right. Especially this early. This early? After I just got paid? After I just got paid and I have to continue to prove myself that I'm worthy of the contract that I received, especially after dealing with the bullshit when brother Brian Flores was here. I have to prove myself, not just myself, but also to the doubters who said I wasn't worthy of being the quarterback of the Miami Dolphins. I'm not worthy of the contract that I just received. I have to prove there's no way in hell. That's why I said it as soon as it happened and we talked about it. Ain't no way in hell of retiring. Ain't no way in hell. It's just as a competitor, as someone that loves the game of football, like you just said, all it took you to do, all you went through, the obstacles, the ups, the downs to even get to this point in life, you think I'm going to just hang it up behind some concussions, despite the health risks?
Yeah.
Long term?
Doctors don't like to get definitive because they don't know. They're like, okay, we think this, I was listening to Teddy. I went back and Teddy Bruschi, he said when he had his stroke, he said the doctor says, okay, you could be okay, but there's always a possibility. We think there's very minimal risk.
Right.
But this is still a procedure. This is still surgery. The body is going to be opened up. In this situation, when my brother went to get his eval for his neck,
right,
the doctor looked at him and told him, he said, Mr. Sharpe, you get to make your own decision. But if you were my son, I would advise you never to play football again.
Take one hit, huh?
That was it. My brother's like, hey, 29 years of age, just come off a 94 catch, 18 touchdown season. 29. It was over.
Hey, Michael Irvin, same thing, huh?
Michael Irvin had he had stenosis, which is narrowing of the spine. So he got boom, done. See, I think the thing is that, we never think anything that's bad, traumatic is gonna happen to us.
Right.
That happens to other people.
Right.
Man, I ain't gonna get no car wreck, Ocho. I ain't gonna, get no Achilles, no ACL. That's not gonna happen to me. That happened to other people. And so it's hard to man, look, God got me. And he does.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, the thing is that I'm looking at, we know more now, Ocho. They know more now. Doctors know more. The players know more now than they did in the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, even the 2000s. And you know what, Ocho? 10, 15 years from now, they'll know even more. It's amazing how far medicine and science has come in the last 10 years. I mean, when they used to do hip surgery, they used to cut the glute. They used to cut the muscle. Now all they do is just move it to the side. They come in through the front. They don't go in through the back no more. That's how far the advancement, the types of material that they use last longer, sturdier.
Hey, and speaking of, I just want to throw this little tad bit out there real quick, since I heard you say medicine and science and can I honestly say I think there's a cure for everything? Can I say that? Is it okay for me to say that?
Ain't no money in the cure. The money is in the treatment.
And the research. Okay, I just want to make sure we're on the same page. So I'm going to close. I just want to
Why
make
the
sure
hell would I
same
cure
thing.
you? I want you to be reoccurring. I want you to keep coming back. I don't want to clear no high blood pressure. I don't want to cure no. I want to cure that.
Come on, man. Come on now. I just want to make sure we're on the same page now so I can close my book.
And he's going to learn, Ocho. Some of the throws, a lot of the throws that he got away with in college, you can't get away with them in the NFL. They'll make you pay for them. And another thing, when you're heading to the sideline, you know how like college guys will pull up and let you run on out of bounds?
Yeah.
They're not going to do that in the NFL because they want an accumulation of licks. They want that to add up. So the first quarter, you might pop right up like that didn't hurt. The second quarter, we feeling good. But they keep putting enough of them on you on the third and the fourth quarter. And over the course of the season, they're going to add up. Caleb, you got to run. Like when you make a detour, like you going out of bounds, Ocho, run 4 or 5 and get on up out of bounds. Because they're not playing. They're gonna if they get that close to you, Ocho, because you don't have the protection of the pocket. You're a runner, you're a running back. They're gonna lay wood on you. Ocho, what'd you take from this ball game?
Listen, I enjoyed the ball game. Listen, Caleb Williams, what he has to do, he has to learn to protect the ball. Learn to protect the ball, learn to live to see another play. Some of those deep throws, listen, I like what he's able to do as far as his escapability. Being able to extend plays, trying to make plays down the field to try to get his team into the game. But you can't do it. You can't do it. Obviously, like college, sometimes some of those receivers were wide open when you're able to dodge the D tackles and the guards that might have gotten through. But these players are covered. Sometimes you throw it in a double coverage. Sometimes you throwing way. He had one throw. Unc, he threw way across his body from the right hash
all the way back across the field and got picked. Yep.
Oh man, listen, it's not gonna work. Sometimes, listen, just throw the ball away and live to see another down. Other than that, listen, they pressured him. They pressured him a lot. They fooled him with some of the coverages. And other than that, it was a good game. It was good. I actually enjoyed the game because towards the end, the Bears actually had a chance to come back.
It got real interesting.
Yeah, it got very interesting. It's funny how that always works. You know that? You ever noticed that?
I do. Because the thing is, it seemed like the Texans was going in to put the game away. Cam Akers fumbled the ball. They're about to go in and go a touchdown, Ocho. They're about to go up 2 scores. They're about to put the game away. And that's what you have to guard against. Because if you think about it, Ocho, more teams lose games than teams win games.
Yes, sir.
There's a lot more losing than winning. Now, we know at the end of the day, they're going to have somebody's going to have to win unless the game ends in a tie. But you go back and you look at it like, okay, this was a direct correlation to why we lost the game. And, like you said, Caleb Williams, I think he has his escapability is unbelievable. He can make every throw. He just has to understand this isn't college. Everybody at this level is elite. Even if there's tiers to it, but you're talking about the best of the best. You only got 1,600 men in the world of 8 billion people that do what you do.
Yeah.
1,600 of 8 billion. That's a very, very minute percent of men that can play this game at the highest level. Ocho, woo-wee.
What happened?
The Saints scored touchdowns on 6 straight possessions. And on their way to a 44-19 blowout over the Cowboys. The Saints offense has scored 91 points in 2 games. Through 3 quarters, the Saints have averaged 9 points, a little less than 10 yards per play. 35 points allowed are the most, is tied for the most given up through the first 2 quarters. They tied us because we put 35 on their ass in 98 at the half. Last year, the Cowboys allowed 35 points in just 1 game. Carr was hardly touched. Neither was Alvin, who scored 4 touchdowns. I tried to prepare you for this, Ocho.
Yeah.
I told you, I said, Ocho, I'm going to let you go, but I want to say this. We talk about the Cowboys. We'll start with the defense. I said, look, I wasn't really that impressed with the Cowboys offense last week. I said they got a punt return and they got, a couple of turnovers that put them on short fields. I say the defense looked really good, but I say I would really like to see them if they had their starting tackles in there. I say because what happens if you can hold up?
Micah.
I guess we got our answer.
Yeah.
I did not hear Michael Parsons' name called. I did not hear D-Law's name called. When you go in an Ocho, do you know how hard it is? I want you to explain to the fans, because I'm going to let you take it over and I'm going to follow up after you. Can you explain to the fans how difficult it is, our listeners, our viewing and our listeners that's going to listen to this on audio? Can you explain to them how difficult it is to score 6 touchdowns on 6 straight possessions in an NFL game?
Wait, hold on. Forget an NFL game. Do you know how difficult it is to score 6 touchdowns on 6 possessions in Madden? In a video game. If you're playing someone that's good, it's very difficult. So the fact that this is Derek Carr. This is the same Derek Carr that the Raiders let go, right? Yep. That's the same Derek Carr, right? Look completely different today. Rashid Shaheed, is that how you say his name? Rashid Shaheed, Chris Olave, and they goddamn Alvin Kamara. They look like a completely different Saints team today. I don't know, and I don't want to butcher anybody's name. Whoever the right tackle and the left tackle are for the New Orleans Saints, they deserve a pay raise.
Oh, they did a number on them.
There wasn't no stunt, no nothing. They barely got the goddamn Derek Carr and was able to pressure him. Taysom Hill, Swiss Army knife, he coming out the backfield. He at quarterback doing quarterback sneaks. I mean, everything worked today. Everything worked. If I'm not mistaken, the Saints didn't punt. I could be wrong.
9 minutes in the third, fourth quarter.
Was the third or fourth quarter?
Fourth.
9 minutes into the fourth quarter. It's I'm sure it's happened before, but come on, man. I didn't expect it to happen to the Cowboys. Again, one thing that the Cowboys always do, they have a game like this. Maybe not them allowing a team to score 35, but they've gone 12-5 the last, 3 years in a row?
Yes.
So this is one game down. I'm assuming, knowing them and the way they bounce back after a loss, they're going to look completely different next week, and everybody going to be back happy.
They couldn't stop. Look, Derek Carr was 11 of 16. 243, 2 touchdowns, a pick, a sack. He had a 99 QBR. Alvin Kamara has some of the best balance I've ever seen.
Oh, yeah. Hey.
I mean, you think you got it?
You better wrap all the way up.
He is phenomenal playing through contact. 20 rushes, 115, 3 touchdowns. They had 39 carries, $190. I just don't know. I don't know what that was today, because the Saints did whatever they wanted. Yeah. They got whatever they wanted, and as much of it as they wanted. That's embarrassing.
Yeah.
That's embarrassing. That's the Cowboys defense should be. Look, Dak didn't play well. And this is not all on Dak. And people are like, well, Shannon, you think that's all Dak's fault? No. But you're allowed to match what the opposing offense. Guess what? When the Saints score, they're like that. When they kick it off, Dak is allowed to go score now.
And you know, that's the type of game I thought it was going to be at the beginning. That's the type of game I thought it was going to be. I thought, you know what? I say, man, boy, this is looking to be, it's going to be a shootout. The Saints score, the Cowboys score. Okay, the Saints score. Okay, the Cowboys score. I was expecting, both teams to put up 40, 42, 35. That's what I thought it was going to look like. Turnover, interception, and then they were capitalizing on those turnovers.
Oh, they ain't kicked no field goal. They scoring touchdowns.
Now, if my Bengals could have done that today, shit.
But the Cowboys need another receiver. All they got is CD. And you see when they started doubling CD, you see how difficult life got with that?
Yeah. But you know what I like? You know what I like about what the Cowboys do with CD Lamb? They move him all around. In 3-by-1, they'll put him at the 3. In 3-by-1, they'll put him at the 2. Sometimes he'll be on the outside. Sometimes he'll be on the opposite side as the X. So I like, even though they try to double him, they move him around so much, it makes it difficult.
If you think about it, though, Ocho, after he got that long touchdown run,
that was it.
He only caught one more pass.
Yeah. I hate when that happens. I hate when that happens.
Because you think you about to have a bomb day. Hey, I already got me a long tub. I done got me about 90. I done got me a 90. It's the first quarter.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm adding up in my head, Ocho. Yeah. Okay, that's $150. That's at least 150, 180, 2 tubs at the least.
And the fact that you just said that, I don't know if we get into the Kyler Murray game today. Remember what I said about Marvin Harrison Jr. yesterday, last night's show? I said he is going to go off. It's just the way the NFL works. Just I don't know how to explain it, but he went crazy in the first quarter, and I sent out a tweet.
Yes.
I sent out a tweet and said, I guarantee you, even though he's on fire like an NBA Jam character, they gonna stop going to him. And lo and behold, I think the stat line might have been the same at the end of the damn game.
It was. He only had, I think he had got another target, and that was it.
They do it every time. I will never be able to understand why it works like that. They just run the offense. And I guess if a defense says, you know what, the rest of the game, we taking Marvin Harrison Jr. out the game, the offense, a coordinator, allows the team to do just that. I hate when they allow teams to dictate where you go with the ball. I hate it. Force your goddamn will sometime.
They got this is embarrassing though, Ocho. You can't get beat like this.
Hold on. It's only week 2. Is it really embarrassing to lose?
Yes.
Like this
yes.
2 as opposed to 10 games
Ocho.
in, 11 games in, 12 games in?
Ocho, you allowed a team to go 6 for 6 touchdowns. You said it's hard to do on Madden.
Oh, yeah, it's hard to do in a video game.
Well, they just did it in the game.
Especially you playing a quality opponent, it's hard to do.
That's what you told me the Cowboys were.
I said that?
Yeah.
Nah, I said
Cowboys. You had Dak. Oh man, we had Dak. Oh, yeah. My boy had
Dak, that's my boy now. Now they gonna bounce.
Y'all must have got separated at birth somehow. Y'all lost contact.
Hey, they gonna be all right. You know what? This is the good thing though. It's really not. Sometimes this can be a blessing in disguise. When they say it's a game of inches, this is what they talk about. Not only is the game of inches, there are 1, 2, maybe 3 plays out of the 65 or maybe 70 you run. 1, 2, maybe 3 plays that make the difference in the game.
Yeah,
I guarantee if we were to had the time to break down this film in somewhat of a PowerPoint presentation style to the chat, we can show you the 1 or 2 or 3 plays that made the difference in this game on why they were able to come back and win. Game.
I mean, they ran the ball well. Derrick Henry 18 for 84, Lamar 5 for 45, Hill 4 for 42, so 27 rushes, 151. Zay Flowers 7 for 91, Mark Andrews 4 for 51, Bateman had 3 for 40, Likely 2 for 26. Lamar was 21 of 34, 247, 1 touchdown, 1 INT. Missed a couple of throws he'd like to have back. 2 sacks, 15 yards.
Yeah.
But with Lamar Jackson, MVP as my quarterback, and Derrick Henry as my running back, I should be able to hold a 10-point lead with 12 minutes to go in the fourth.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
But first of all, I've got to be able to hold that, Ocho. I've got to.
It also comes down to the play calling as well.
No, Ocho, we're not going to do that.
Oh, no. Okay.
We're not going to see. There you go. No. See what you did?
What?
So let me ask you a question. When they win the game, you don't say nothing about play calling. You say that's what players do. They make plays.
Right. I understand what you're saying. I'm just saying, when it comes.
Well, okay, what would you like? Okay, let me tell you. I'm going to take your argument. Yeah. What would you have liked to see them do more or less?
More or less of in that instance?
What would you have liked to see them do more of? And then what would you have liked to see them do less of?
I think they should have run the ball a little bit more. Run the ball a little bit more.
It is rare that you see them. Normally they have more pass, especially because they had the lead. Bingo. To have more passing attempts than rushing attempts.
Bingo.
But John Harbaugh said,
listen, you brought Derrick Henry in for a reason.
But he said they did not bring Derrick Henry there to give him 30 touches a game.
That's a goddamn lie. And the reason that you didn't bring Derrick
Henry, what he said.
Okay, he said that, and you lost today. Up 10 and up 10 with 12 minutes to go in the fourth is the fact that's when you're supposed to use your Derrick Henry to his advantage. And you don't do it.
Yes.
You try to do something that's really not the way your offense is built. You're not built to throw the ball goddamn 50 times a game. That's not the type of offense Baltimore is.
No. Now, I'm surprised they got that many throws.
Can Lamar throw the ball? You goddamn right. Yes. But just to drop back, first down, second down, third down, no. That's not the Ravens.
I'm surprised, Ocho, considering when you go back and look at it, Hold on. Look for something right quick. What it is? Considering the time of possession wasn't that they ended up losing the TOP by over a minute. But when you look at it, that you had a 10-point lead in the fourth, and to have more pass attempts than rush attempts, that's not normally the Ravens' recipe for success. It's normally the other way around.
Yep.
More rush, you can see them having 35, 40 rush attempts, and then they'll have 20 to 25 pass attempts. But they threw the ball a lot today, which is surprising. Maybe they saw something, maybe they saw like, hey, their corners or their safeties, we feel that we could hold up against. Max Crosby going to wreck some stuff.
Every time. And I
don't really.
The Raiders still play man-to-man, safety in the middle of the field, cover 3, cover 4. This is what we running. We not changing. We not bluffing. We not doing nothing exotic defensively. Line up and play. That's the only reason I can think of them just throwing the ball so much and going away from the run, because there's a safety down in the box.
I mean, I like Lamar only had 5 rushes. I'm okay with that. But those because last week I think he had like 10, 11, 12 rushes. Last week maybe had like 14, 15.
Yeah.
Give Derrick Henry another 6 or 7 carries. So you didn't bring him there for 30? Give him 22 to 25. Ocho.
Yeah. What happened?
Patriots owner Robert Kraft is pissed off that Cowboys owner Jerry Jones is in the Hall of Fame and he's not. Kraft, who is still yet to be enshrined in Canton, reacted to Jones' induction in 2017 with anger and confusion. This is due to his belief that it meant Jones was being given credit over him for the NFL's explosion into the multi-billion-dollar empire. At the time of Jones' induction, Kraft reportedly told a friend he hasn't been to an NFC title game in 2 decades, and he gets in? How does that work?
Oh, they beefing. The billionaires beefing. I like that. But listen, I understand where Mr. Kraft is coming from. It has been 2 decades, hasn't it? The most recent
28 years.
7 times. Is it 7? Is it 7 times? How many 7 times Super Bowl champion?
The Patriots?
Mr. Kraft.
6.
Yeah.
6.
6? Yeah.
Tom has 7, but he got another one with Tampa, so it's 6.
Okay, that's right. Tommy gone. I mean, listen, if anyone should be enshrined in that Hall of Fame for what they've done to turn that that franchise around, it should be Mr. Kraft. Because Jerry is still living on what was done in the past long time ago. Long time ago. And rightfully so, it is the Cowboys. The star on the helmet does sell itself, as opposed to, the red, white, and blue down there in Foxborough. But
it happens. I mean, the thing is, Ocho, and people are like, well, I don't know what. Yeah, it happens. I mean, I know guys that when some guys get in and they don't, they're like, bro, I went to this many Pro Bowls, I'm this many first team All Pro. I did this X, Y, and Z. How such and such? Like, bro, I ain't vote. But I mean, I get it. I'm gonna hear your voice. I'm gonna let you vent. And this is what I always tell. This is what I tell people. When they want you to get in, ain't nothing you've done can keep you out.
Yeah.
When they don't,
not at all.
They'll change the rules to keep your ass out.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna leave it at that.
Most definitely.
Because I still want my brother to get in, so I ain't gonna say too much. But I just be, but y'all know, T.O. should have been a first ballot. Man got the third. He got the third most touchdown catches, probably like the third most yards. 3 men have ever been first team All Pro on 3 different teams. 3. 2 of them were first ballot Hall of Famers. Ted Hendricks, the Stork, Primetime, and Terrell Owens. 3 men in the history of the NFL. In the history, the NFL been playing football since 1920.
The real deal.
And y'all say no? No?
That's the game to play, man. Politics, baby. Politics.
I think that everybody says they're gonna use the situation, I think, I hate even bringing it up, but people like, okay, what transpired at the video evidence so that he went in there X, Y, and Z. And then they say, well, hold on. You was the owner of one of the biggest scandals in NFL history.
Right.
People's like, well, if you didn't know, you should have known. I don't believe he knew. Coach Belichick ain't sharing that information. Ain't nobody knew but Coach Belichick and them damn coaches.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's why, guess what happened? When one of them left and went to the team that I played for, he brought that same bull job there. And Mr. B got his you-know-what up out of there. They took that over to London, and they caught him. And Mr. B said, oh, no. Oh, no. Ain't no second chance. Hey, we sorry, apologize. No, you got to go. Got to go.
Damn.
So that's who knew about it. And, if you remember, he tried to do it to the Jets. Eric Mangini, he said, hey, Bill, you know that thing you do? I'm going to keep my mouth shut. Just don't do it to me. Ocho, me and you used to rob banks. I said, but Ocho, you know what? Ocho, I'm going straight. As a matter of fact, Ocho, I'm invest my money. I got me a bank. Now, I know you rob banks, Ocho, but just don't hit your boy.
Don't rob banks.
Guess what you say? I'm going to hit your, I'm going to hit your stuff on Friday at noon. Oh, no, okay, you are. Hey, guess what? We'll have a bank robber at noon on Friday. He going to be driving a such and such. He going to be wearing this. What you want me to do? I was going to keep my mouth. Yeah. You mean to tell me you that cavalier that I said, I'm going to keep my mouth shut. You continue to do what you do. Just don't do it to me.
Right.
Man.
What?
Hey, Ocho, that man say, later for you. I would do it to you. Okay. Because think about it. If Coach Mangini don't tell, they're not stopping. Name the person that stopped something. Just say, you know what? I've had a John Q moment. I've had a change of heart. I don't want to do this no more. I know it's wrong. So I'm just stopping out of the kindness because that's the type of person that I am. It don't stop. You feel more and more emboldened to do it because.
Right.
Oh, no. So, yeah, it's tough. Because I like Mr. Kraft. I don't know how much time you spent around him when you was there, but he
cool, real cool.
He's always, he goes out of his way anytime he sees me. And, I'm talking, he always touch me. Hey, I love what you're doing. I can tell you study. I can tell you do your homework. You're great. I really appreciate it. I know your parent, your grandma is really proud of you. He's always giving me my flowers. And he's like, hey, he said, I understand you got a job to do. And he's like, you do a damn good job too. So he'll give you his credit. So I've always, and for the most part, Ocho, all the owners, when I've been in, at the Super Bowl and go to their functions, they hey, they know I got a job to do. I don't really know you well enough personally to attack you personally. I'm talking about your team. Right. And it just so happens you own that team. So you know what? You're kind of like collateral damage. You know what I'm saying? Hey, because that's how, with your family. Hey, you talking about my brother. You talking about me. That's my brother. What the hell you think I'm supposed to do? Like, be happy with you? Even if you're telling the truth, I still ain't going to like it. So, yeah, I get it. But, I mean, come on. What else can he do? He's on the committee. No, he's on the TV committee. The man won 6 Super Bowls. The man, they went. I get it. But even after, let's just say for the sake of argument, you say, you know what?
Right.
You got you won those 3. You won the first 3 doing that. Hell, they won 3 more since.
What that tell you?
And they went to what? They went to 5. They won 3. Damn. No, hell no. Let me take that back. They won 3 and they lost 3 because they lost to the Giants twice and they lost to Philly. But they won 3.
The Nick Foles play. Yeah.
Yeah. So I do think I think Mr. Kraft is very, very deserving of being placed into the Football Hall of Fame. Adrian Peterson, who earned more than $100 million during his 15-year NFL career, he now faces a debt in excess of $12 million. and he's been ordered to turn over his assets to pay for it. According to the USA Today, a Houston judge has ordered AP to surrender property to satisfy the debt. Constables have been ordered to seize assets from his home. A court-appointed receiver has accused Peterson of playing a shell game in order to avoid payment. Ocho, man, AP, bro, you made $100 million, and then I think he borrowed like $5 million in like 2 years the interest. So when you borrow money like that, you got to pay like 20-25% interest, Ocho. So it went from $5 million to like $8 million in 3 years. It might be 50% interest. Ocho. But then you throw a birthday party and you fly everybody. I wish I might have a birthday party. And I fly y'all in to come to my party? Where they do that at? He got camels. He got tigers. Dude thought he was Tarzan for real.
Man, listen, you know how I am. The chat know, hell, the goddamn world know how I am when it comes to finances. And I don't play that. I don't play that. Listen, him being in this situation is very unfortunate. I wish him well and hoping everything turns out in his favor. I'm not sure how this works.
He ain't gonna turn out in his favor. He owed $12 million.
I mean,
and for the looks of it, he ain't got it.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope he does. I hope he has some. I hope he has some.
How you take out a loan to throw yourself a birthday party? You better go down there and get about 5 or 6 dozen crabs and some shrimp and say, here you go. Who takes out a loan to throw themselves a birthday party unless you're what? Trying to impress the party goers.
I don't know. That's crazy, man. 100. Damn, man.
Ocho, Ocho, you throw a birthday party and you bring in, what he fly in, 300 people, 300 guests? He flew in 300 guests. I don't know 300 people. If I'm 56, I don't know 300 people. And I damn sure don't know enough of people to fly their ass to my event.
Right.
Man, you think I know 300 buckets, 300 burns? Hell no.
That's messed up, man.
He flew in 320 people. Ocho, check this out, Ocho.
Yeah.
But guess how he flew him?
Not private.
First class.
Oh. Is there any way? Oh, can he just file bankruptcy?
Hey, if you ain't got no money, it's hard to file bankruptcy. You ain't got no money. Because guess what? Your credit gonna be shot. So what you gonna put up? What you gonna put up for collateral?
Damn.
I mean, like the more people used to say, "Hey, can we get this?" The more women used to say, "What I'm gonna get it with ass and mouth?" We ain't got no money. What I'm gonna pay with it for, Ocho? What I'm gonna pay with it? What am I going to pay to get what you're asking for?
Right.
So if he doesn't have, the thing is, the best thing to have if you don't have money is to have great credit. You can have effed up credit if you got money. You see how that works?
Yeah.
Boy, and them people don't care. Hey, and think about it. Anytime you try to buy something, what they gonna do? They're gonna pull them credit scores.
Credit scores.
Equifax, Empyrean. What's the other one? Experian.
So at this point in general,
TransUnion. They got 3 of them. Now, some might be a little higher than the other one, but I feel very good. Mine all start with an 8. I ain't gonna tell you what else they got. You know what comes after that, but I feel very comfortable. Right. All 3 of mine start with an 8.
Right.
But okay, but I got a little bit of money. I ain't saying I'm the richest man in the world, but I got great credit and I do have a little cash. But I'm not doing anything to impress anybody. I'm not buying no $10 million home. I'm not buying no $1 million car. I'm not flying people in. Oh, Ocho, I used to have a party in Glenville. Hey, y'all could drive in. Hey, you're welcome to come. You ain't got to bring nothing. I got all the alcohol. I got 100-pound of crab leg, 100-pound of shrimp. We got like 200 hot dogs, 200 hamburgers, all the look. Hey, have at it. But to get there the best way you can. Preferably, I prefer you to walk because you're going to be drunk by the time you leave. And I don't want nobody to have no accident. Knock on wood, thank God, was watching over. Nobody got no DUI. Nobody got harmed. But I ain't pressing nobody, man. Man, who? Y'all know I got money. I'm playing in the NFL. I'm the highest paid X, Y, and Z. But I'm not finna impress nobody.
Yeah.
A fiend birthday party? Blue jeans, T-shirt, shorts, flip-flops, sandals, whatever. That's the theme.
True. I don't even celebrate my birthday. I just say me a little prayer. I'm glad to see another year.
Yes.
Give me a little Starbucks, get me a cigar, man, and kick my feet up. I just feel bad, Ocho, that people come in and some people will never see $1 million in their lifetime. And I get it. When you say he made over 100 million, you figure Uncle Sam gonna take 50% of that. So that's 50 million. Let's just say, Ocho, I throw 25 million out. I just throw 25. You still got to have 25 left. Even after your agent take his cut, back then they take what, 3-4%? I don't know, 5 if they paying for everything. Nah, and people like, oh, kids don't listen. Here's the thing. Yes, my grandfather told my brother and I, we were young. He said the worst kind of poor you can be is child poor. Don't let that go over y'all head, people. That's an 18-year expense. That's damn near as long as your mortgage. Now, just imagine your mortgage, you got one. Because there ain't very many people that have 7 mortgages. So you start having 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 kids. Okay. And they're not by one. Guess what, Ocho? That's 18 years. I know I done the math. Oh, shoot. I done it too. Plenty of times.
Okay. So you know what that means? That's why, Shannon, you ain't went on no vacation? Hell no. My vacation was right there. That was my vacation right there. Kyler Murray says it's not his job to feed targets to the rookie wide receiver Marvin Harrison.
Kidding me? Did he really say that? Or maybe, do you think they misquoted him?
As a quarterback, obviously, you're going through your reads. Sometimes the ball goes to him.
Man, fuck them reads.
But that's not my job. I have a sense and a feel for guys when they don't get the ball and when they're getting the ball.
Hey, man, hold on now. If I'm Kyler Murray, Kyler, I know you're gonna see this. When you come out the huddle, what number Marvin Harrison Jr. wear?
18, isn't it?
Kyler Murray, when you come out the huddle, you're making your points with the line, pointing out the mic, check the coverage. Whatever side 18 go to, look at the DB. If it's one-on-one, throw it to him. Don't worry about no read. He is the read. He's the read. What you talk about?
It's stuff like this that makes you annoying.
It's not my job.
That is your job. Why you think they took him 4th overall, Kyler? I'll give you one.
Go off script. You know what it is? That's over fucking coaching. That's what it is. That's over coaching. That's why he said that answer. They're over coaching him, forcing him to go through his reads. When you got a special individual that was the 4th pick for a goddamn reason.
You do that to a rookie. Ocho, ain't nobody overcoaching Kyler. Kyler on some bull jive. Kyler been on some bull jive. But I ain't finna go there. This is not the time. This is about him not a rookie.
You trying to win games.
A rookie quarterback. You coach him. This man has been to the Pro Bowl. And this man wasn't he rookie of the year? Wasn't he rookie of the year? And then you're gonna talk about that's not your job. So tell me what your job is. I'd like to know. So you mean to tell me the guy's rookie of the year, The guy's a Pro Bowler. He's been to the Pro Bowl. He's taken a team to the playoffs, but that's not his job. That explains. Now you see why. Now you see why. All I'm gonna say is now you see why.
You know what? You know what's gonna happen though? Who the Cardinals play tomorrow?
Who the Cards play, Ash?
I guarantee they feed him tomorrow. I guarantee they feature him tomorrow.
They play the Rams.
I bet that. Oh shit! Damn. Hey, but even with them playing the Rams, I guarantee you, they feature Marvin Harrison, and he has a welcome to the NFL day. I guarantee you, it's just the way it works. It's just the way. I'm not saying I know the script, but after a day like that, which to me is an embarrassment, especially with the quote coming behind you, your starting quarterback saying something like your franchise quarterback, that's an embarrassment. They're gonna feature Marvin Harrison Jr. tomorrow. I guarantee you.
The wise thing was to say, look, I got to understand that my playmakers, and I got to do everything in my power to make sure I get them involved early and often.
Yeah.
What did Tom Brady say? Tom Brady said it's my job to get my playmakers the ball early. Who wants to go the second quarter, the third quarter before they get a target? That's what Tom said.
Right.
Kyler Murray saying that's not his job. Now, Chad, you see what I'm talking about? You see the difference between mentality? You see how the great players think? And the other players looking to place the blame on somebody else. So in other words, what he's trying to do, Ocho, is any blame that you might have placed on me, that's the coach's job. Now, listen at the other great quarterbacks. And when they talk, Peyton Manning, the Tom Brady's, the Mahomes, all those great quarterbacks, they go out of their way early to make sure their playmakers get involved early. Kyler Murray said that's not his job.
I mean, listen, I'm not. Kyler Murray is media savvy. He's savvy enough to be able to answer that in a different way, and it was upsetting for me because on Marvin Harrison Jr.'s debut as an NFL player, it shouldn't look like that. No, it should have looked nothing like that. Nothing like that. But I know one thing. Tomorrow's going to be, I guarantee you, and I bet anybody in the chat, I bet you $1. Tomorrow he's going to have a day.
Ocho, now you see why I was born when I was born? Now you see, Ocho. The
mentality is different, Unc. The mentality is different.
Man, look here. Guys, I know y'all think, look.
Oh, shit.
What happened?
None? Go ahead. I'm good. Because I took a nap.
Man, it would bother me. It bothers me, some of these guys' mentality. It bothers me that winning is not of the utmost. Why the F am I here? Why am I putting my body through this? Why am I denying myself when I train? I question myself every day I went to train. I ask myself a couple of questions. Why am I doing this? When is this over? What am I doing it for? How long is it going to last? Right. And then I got to come and hear somebody talk about it's not his job. Guess what?
Yeah.
Ooh, Lord have mercy. It bothers me, man. It really does. Because all I care about is winning. How do we get better? You don't get better with players like Kyler Murray. His mentality is not what it needs to be. Go listen to all the other great players. Listen to Elway. Listen to Marino. Listen to Aikman. Listen to any great, and they'll tell you, I got to get my playmaker involved early. They're not saying it's not my job. You got the damn ball. It is your job.
You touch it the most. But that's why I say over coaching, because when a quarterback throws out, I have to go through my reads. That's coaching. That's them being in his ear a little bit too much.
Guess what? If I'm a quarterback, damn it, all of a sudden I can't read. Where 18 at? I don't even know the rest of the damn play. 18, get open.
That's a veteran move now. That's something me and Carson was doing in year 5 and 6 and 7 and 8. That's a veteran move. I'm not sure if he has the leeway to be able to go off like that.
Hell, he done got one coach fired. He can get another one fired. It's easier to fire a coach than it is a quarterback. It's just, man. It's just the mindset of some of these guys. That's what it is, Ocho. That's all I'm saying.
Right. Yeah.
I bet ask him what his job is on card. I bet he know that. I bet he know that. I bet he know what his job is on that. I get best when he playing partners. Ain't nobody gonna say, man, it ain't your job to protect the blind spot. It ain't your job to go in there and do that. I bet they don't know how to tell him that.
He'll be fine. He just gotta choose his words a little better. That's all. Because I'm sure if Marvin Harrison heard that too, I know he was upset, and he's not gonna say nothing. He's not gonna say nothing
because he's the rookie.
Oh yeah. He gonna be all right though. I know tomorrow they're gonna have a day. I know that. I guarantee you that.
Lil Wayne responded to being snubbed for the Super Bowl halftime show. What's your take, Ocho?
I have a question. I got a question, huh? I love Wayne. That's my dog now.
Yep.
You know, been in the studio with him back in the day. Naming a few songs.
Studio apartment?
No, studio. You know, I used to be in the studio.
I'm just making good clarification.
So, I understand where he's coming from. Super Bowl being held in your hometown. What better place for you to represent for your people and the fans? And I thought to myself, how many years has the Super Bowl been in New Orleans?
Man, it's been in New Orleans more than any damn place.
Right. So I'm curious.
They had it in 2012. It was there in 90 when the Packers beat the Patriots. It was there when the Rams lost to the Patriots. It was there when the lights went out and the Ravens beat the 49ers. It was there in 77 when the Cowboys beat the Broncos. That's 4 times off the top of my head. I think it's been there about.
Okay, so I'm only asking. Are you laughing?
Tell me. I will say 12, 10. It's been there 10 times.
Okay. I'll say I'm only asking. Obviously, this is not the first time that it's been in New Orleans.
No. It's been there 10 times.
Yeah, okay, of course. But Lil Wayne has never been hired or asked to perform. What makes a difference this year? I'm just curious. So maybe you can answer better. Maybe the chat could answer better than me. I think
because of what happened when it was in LA and when it was in LA, they got Dre, they had Snoop, and they paid homage to, and so I'm sure Wayne was thinking like, damn, Usher, because he had a residency or smoking. I don't know if you got a chance to see Usher, but that's
I went real. Hey, he could perform now.
Man, he did it. So Weezy like, well, damn, hold on. L.A., they got the hip hop, they got the, Boom Boom, Dre. They had 50. They had M. They had D-O-double-G. They had Mary J. Okay. Vegas, Usher. I mean, what they gonna bring? Trot Wayne Newton ass out there? They're like, nah. So Wayne was like, okay, hey, Weezy F, baby, and New Orleans. And it didn't happen.
Damn.
I get his frustration. I'm like you, Ocho. I can see both sides because it's never been like. Think about it. When it was in Atlanta, they had Maroon 5. Think about think about it. You had Tip, you had Luda, you had Future, you had 2 Chainz, you had what's the group? Andre 3000, Big Boy, Outkast.
Yeah, Big Boy, Outkast.
No, they loaded. You got Babyface, you got Jermaine Dupri, you had Usher. Then you had bro.
Yeah,
they have. Think about it. They had Maroon 5.
Yeah, hey, hold on. Maroon 5 got some hits.
I'm not saying they don't. Okay. But you would think in Atlanta, You like, damn, you ain't gonna play no homage to what they got.
Right.
So I get it. But look, I mean, I don't know. I can understand his frustration, but it's not like, okay, such and such is from. Listen, we know Beyonce can't do it every year, and Taylor Swift, that's who they want. Let's be all the way what they want Taylor, but Taylor's like, I'm big enough. I don't need that. I mean, Beyonce didn't need it, but Beyonce did him a courtesy.
Yeah,
she did him a courtesy because you don't get paid for it and you come out your pocket.
Yeah. Remember what I said? I mean, everyone's up in arms, even though Lil Wayne came out and spoke about it. It still has to do a set. He has to do a set. I'm not sure if they have music together, but Lil Wayne might make a surprise. That was one of the first things I said. He might make a surprise. You never know. You never know what Kendrick may do. I'm not sure.
Oh my God, we don't want Taylor. You don't, but the NFL do.
Oh yeah, I don't think they understand what she does for the eye visibility, the exposure. They want that different crowd of eyes.
What was that number when she came out and kind of like her support for Kamala? How many people signed up to vote?
It was crazy. I saw that.
Like 800,000 people registered within 24 hours.
Yeah. Right.
Okay, man, y'all better stop. Look, y'all might not like her, but she's an earthquake. 400,000.
Yeah.
She's an earthquake. Like I said, Beyonce can't perform every year. Beyonce say, I'm good. As a matter of fact, Beyonce was at 50 with a Coldplay. I think she did a set with Coldplay at Super Bowl 50. I was there. I know she was in New Orleans because I was there. I've been to a couple of them. Obviously, I was with CBS in Miami when Prince did it, playing Purple Rain, and it starts to rain.
Ooh, started raining, yeah.
And to see, man, that little man can sing. That little man.
Boy,
Lord.
Not only sing, perform.
He's a performer. That's what he is. He's a performer.
Hold on. And then can play every goddamn instrument.
Piano, the guitar. All
of them. Real deal.
Oh man, Prince, he amazing, man. When he had that group, look, I understand the new power generation, but when he was with Wendy and Lisa, the Andre Simone.
What you know about that, man? Come on now.
Hey, y'all, man.
Hey, Prince might be the only one to be able to wear heels and get all the women.
Of them.
Platform to get all the women.
Cat suit.
Hair perm, get all the women. Cat suit, get all the women. Hey, boy.
Woo! Boy, ain't nothing like good old cat suit, ain't it, Ocho?
Oh, yeah. Oh, boy. Listen. Boy, listen. Damn.
Yeah, Michael was in 93. I think when Michael performed at the Super Bowl, I think Michael was in Pasadena. Isn't that where he performed at? Because that was like the first Super Bowl I went to.
I was a baby.
It was 93. I didn't go to the game, but that was the first the NFL invited me, and I had stuff I did. Yeah, I get it. I mean, like I said, I think I'm kind of empathetic because I know Wayne. I know him personally. And but it's tough. Like, you want to perform in front of your, in your city. And like I said, I hope that Kendrick will at least bring him out and let him do a couple of songs. The news of the night came with Tua suffering another concussion. Ocho, knowing his history, I don't know why he had already had the first down. Why didn't he go down and slide? That's my thing. Ocho, you probably played with a bum shoulder or a bum something. The last thing you want to do is get hit on it. So you ain't hit me on that shoulder. Or I will turn the other shoulder, let you hit me on the shoulder that's good. But I'm not gonna let you hit me. If I know, Ocho, I've had head trauma, like 3 or 4 of those, I'm not taking. I'm gonna slide. That's what the protection is in for the quarterback.
I mean, listen, what I did see is him trying to run for the first down, understanding he got the first down. I'm not sure if he was aware of already having the first down, but you already know how you're supposed to slide. You never slide head first. As a quarterback, that's one of the first things you learn when you scramble and you come out the pocket is how to slide correctly. Tua, you already know. You already know you've had 3 or 4 concussions. You missed not last season, but the previous season due to concussions. So you should always be aware, not only of surroundings, but when I'm talking about when enemies, not enemies, but when you're in danger. And when you got to know when to go down. You have to know when to go down. So I think he didn't realize he was well past the first down and didn't think DeMar Hamlin was going to close in that goddamn fast. And it was too late. It was too late. If anything, slide early. Slide early, and you always go feet first.
Ocho, that's even more of a problem if he didn't know he had the first down, considering you're supposed to know. You can see, I mean, most guys know that. You can see that out of your peripheral because you looking left to right to make sure there's no oncoming trade. Nobody's going to sideswipe you. Okay. I got this first.
Well, you know how I know he didn't know he had the first? Because he was diving head first. Because if you know already got the first, there's no need to be going forward at all. Just give yourself up.
No, he was
give yourself up.
No, he was trying to set the tone, trying to fire the crowd up. Remember, you like guys to fire. Guys
that was different. That was Lamar going out of bounds and seeing the safety coming on and just just give him a little shoulder, let him know it's going to be a long night.
Nah, I ain't finna give you no shoulder, not my throwing shoulder anyway. I give you the other shoulder, not the one I use to throw the football with. Ocho, and I don't take this lightly, and I really hate saying this, but 2 of them probably need to seriously consider sitting it down. If you notice, the concussions are starting to look worse and worse. If you notice, every time he has a head trauma, he get what they call rigor mortis. It's a doctor. This is what a doctor sent me when it happened. It's called decerebrate posturing, a rare abnormal body position that indicates severe brain damage or disruption of brain function. It's decerebrate rigidity or extensory posturing. Arms held straight out, rotated toward the center of the body, held parallel to the side. These are some of the symptoms. Legs extended and rigid. Toes pointed downward, turned slightly inward. Hands flexed. Back arched or stiff. Wrists flexed away from the body. Fingers curled. How many times have you seen him get that, Ocho?
Yeah. I mean, what, 3?
And and every time he gets it, Ocho, it's not, some people get it and they're a little like, okay, look, he got his bed wrong. But Ocho, he going stiff with it, Ocho. He's getting stiff.
Yeah. I mean, listen, at this point, I heard what you just said about him probably sitting it down or shutting it down. You got to understand, we just, I'm talking about they just paid Tua. They just paid Tua a lot of money because he is the future of the franchise and the quarterback. In order for them to contend, he has to be at the helm to do that. Now, in order to do that, he also has to be healthy and he has to protect himself. So at this point, going forth, he was able to play all last season without this type of injury, without any mistakes. When he does come back, and I'm sure he's going to come back, I'm not sure how long he's going to have to be in concussion protocol, but he has to take better care of his body, his head, and just make smarter decisions when he does scramble. Because you got to think, Tua is not known as a dual threat quarterback. It's not that many times he's going to be out there running around and taking off with the ball as opposed to a Josh Allen or a Patrick Mahomes or Lamar Jackson. So when he does scramble, he has to make the right decisions and protect himself and learn how to slide.
The 49ers, for me, were the most impressive because I think the Jets defense is going to be really, really good. Now, the offense, I think they'll get it going. Breece Hall, when he fumbled that ball early in the game, Ocho, it kind of took some of the steam out of it. But the 49ers, the way they can run the football, the way Purdy was throwing the ball, he had some drops in there, too. Ayuk dropped the touchdown right before the half.
Remember when Jamar Chase, I hate to bring some, remember Jamar Chase went into the preseason and dropped ball after ball after ball after ball after ball? and then had a historic season once it came. I think Ayuk is probably has to get acclimated to the ball. They're going against the top NFC team. They're going against the top NFC team. You take away some of those drops, you take away some of those penalties, it's a different game. Now, the 49ers still might have won, but what I saw yesterday, but what I saw from the Jets tonight was promising.
I agree with you, Ocho. That's not an easy offense to defend. And I know, you're looking at, they ain't got no Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah.
The one thing I can tell you about this offense, because I spent the majority of my career in this offense, Ocho. And if you notice, could you tell Christian McCaffrey wasn't in the game? Christian McCaffrey sets it to another level. But if you look at the guys that were in that offense, TD, 6th-round draft pick. Orlando Gary, 6th-round draft pick. Mike Anderson, 3rd-round draft pick. Ruben Jones, a late-round, mid-round draft pick. Clinton Portis was a 2nd-round draft pick. So you don't need to have all you got to do is follow instructions. They're going to start it one way, and they go, hey, hit your head on the goalpost, son. And the wide receivers do a great job. Ayuk blocking downfield. Debo blocking downfield. Jennings blocking downfield.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, Jets defense don't look like the Jets defense that we saw last year, but I'm sure they will get it together. I don't know what happened to Sauce. I think Sauce subluxed his shoulder on one of those plays with Debo.
I think he tried to. I think he hit. I think it was Debo that he got his shoulder. Yeah, you got to be careful.
He hit that
and
shoulder.
The thing is, like when you play the 49ers, you got to out physical them. Because that's one thing that Kyle Shanahan he got from his daddy. We gonna come out there and we gonna put hats on you. We gonna be physical. Now, if you beat us, you are more physical than it ain't gonna see. The thing is, a lot of times when people looked at the West Coast, they automatically assumed because the lineman was undersized, they're a finesse team.
Finesse.
That was your first mistake.
Now, if you watch the game, chat, if y'all listening, if you watch the game tonight, you can see when they did play action, they ran the ball so well. When they did play action ball, Brock Purdy, not only were they wide open, but Brock Purdy was sitting back there with a cigar. So what I think the Jets need to do also to continue to complement that defense so you can get back to the top 3 defense that you were last year, we need to get Brother Hassan Reddick in the goddamn door. I would think we need to get Brother Hassan. Whatever you need to do, you need all hands on deck if you're serious about turning the franchise around, allowing it to be a winning culture, and actually competing in the goddamn AFC East with the Bills and the goddamn Dolphins.
You know the guy's disgruntled. He wanted contract. It wasn't a change of scenery. He wanted money. So you thought that, he don't like being in Philly. We're going to bring him to New York, but we're not going to give him no money.
Listen, you know what they probably did? You know how this business worked. I'm sure before they even discussed, before he even came, understanding that, listen, I want to be paid by the Eagles based on my production the past few years. The Eagles said, you know what, we're not going to do that. We're going to let you go somewhere else. So I'm sure the Jets knew, Brother Woody Johnson. I got that name right? Woody Johnson, right? I'm sure Mr. Johnson understood that Hassan Reddick was agreeing to come there because, Woody knew that. You understood that. This is the games they play. This is the business that they play.
All they had to do was take the flat, and they're going to get a first down, and they're going to keep the chains moving. Jerry got the deal done. You see what he did with Dak? You see what he did with CD? You see what the 49ers did?
Oh, yeah.
They got Big Trent. Trent said, I ain't coming. You say, hey, they said, you know what? Hey, we got a Super Bowl to win, and we're not winning the Super Bowl without those guys. You've got to be, if you can't listen, if you can't pressure the quarterback, Ocho, you can't win in this league. The quarterbacks are too good. The quarterbacks are too good. If you don't put him under duress, I don't care if it's 1, I don't care if it's 32. If you don't put that quarterback under duress, 32 will look like number 1.
Yeah. Most definitely. You got to make it uncomfortable the best way you can. And one way for the Jets to do that and to pick up where they left off from a defensive standpoint, you got to bring Hassan Reddick in, or what they do, whatever they do have in the building right now, got to come up. And you know what? That's another problem. Not only that, as good as Sauce Gardner is, as good as DJ Reed is, how good are you if you got to cover somebody for goddamn 8 seconds?
He back there, Purdy back there doing this.
Man, chilling. Man, Woody Johnson should be on the phone right now to Hassan Reddick, his agent. I don't know who his agent is.
They need to.
Listen,
they got to get something done. But the 49ers look really, really good tonight. The Lions, they ran for 60 of the 70-yard TD drive. in overtime. Is that the most Dan Campbell thing that you can think of? When he took the job, what did he say? We're going to out-physical people. You might beat us, but you won't outwork us. You won't out-physical. That in your, when a team, think about it, Ocho. We heard me say this, and y'all guys have heard me say this a lot. When you run the football, you're moving a man against his will. A man got his hand in a three-point stance, and he says, I ain't going nowhere. And the line said that Asul and Decker and all those guys said, the hell you not. You're finna get up out this plot of land. And they moved him up out of Zeitler. Man, that was an unbelievable drive to string together in overtime and to win that game.
Yeah. Right down the field. Listen, the game at the beginning, honestly, Unc, it was a snooze fest. It was a snooze fest until after halftime did we not see football being played. Drives being strung along from both offenses. Hell, it was 3-3 at the half.
7-3, 10-3.
Right?
Yeah.
7-3. It was something like that. I mean, I was falling asleep. I was falling asleep. So I'm thinking Stafford, Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua, the ball, they're gonna be throwing the ball all over the place, crossing routes. I ain't really getting none of that in the first half until the second half. Everything started to open up, and then the game became interesting. Jameson Williamson.
J-Mo. Okay, go ahead.
I just say J-Mo. I'm gonna just say J-Mo. Yeah, J-Mo, man, he scared me, man. I don't like when I see players go down like that. I hate when I see players go down like that. Goddamn Puka Nacua, he goes in, he hurt. So funny. I'm not saying it's a coincidence, but all of a sudden, you have a phenomenal rookie season. This year, you change your diet. You change your nutrition. You do all this stuff that you didn't do that worked last year, trying to change what you're doing. I'm hoping everything is okay with him. Other than that, it was a great game. Dan Campbell and the Lions setting the tone, the culture, everything over there has changed for the better. And I'm happy.
Yeah.
I'm happy. Hell, I'm happy for Jared Goff too.
Yeah.
Because they done shipped him off. No, like he was done, and he's still resurrecting and changing the ways of that program.
You know what, Ocho? And I don't want to get too far off track here. I don't believe they thought he was done, but I do believe they didn't think he can get them over the hump. And by choice, you look at it, they won the trade because they won the Super Bowl. So anytime you make a trade, Ocho, and you win the Super Bowl, how do you lose that trade? And so I think that's what they're looking at, and that's what everybody has to evaluate. Can this guy get us to the next level? He took him to a Super Bowl, and maybe they say, well, hey, he can get us there, but can we get over the hump? And if you look at that drive that Matthew Stafford put together to take the lead against Cincinnati in the Super Bowl, that's why they got him. That's why they made the trade. Because think about how many times did you see him do this tonight, Ocho? He looking over here and throw the ball clear across there. So he has that ability. But when you look at you look at the Lions, you look at they ran the football 31 attempts, 163 yards, 2 touchdowns. Jared Goff was 18 of 28, 217, 1 touchdown, had an interception. Jameson Williams, 5 for 121. The 2 running backs, Montgomery, 17 for 91, Gibbs, 11 for 40. But that's not the way they want to play. They want to play a physical style of football. Detroit, hard-working, blue-collar, grit. That's what Dan Campbell has brought to this team. The Lions have a lot. The fans have a lot to be excited about because it seemingly last year they went to the NFC Championship game and a couple of minutes, probably about 2 minutes away from actually winning that game, Ocho, and going to the Super Bowl. And Dan Campbell's like, look, it's not like we get to pick right back up and go to the NFC Championship game. We've got to go back down to the mountain and start the climb again. And they welcome that. I love what I saw from the Rams. It could have got away from them because when the Lions, when the Rams took the lead, what happened, Ocho? The Lions come out 3 and out, boom. Yeah. And I was like, oh, man, the Rams can really put this game away now. Give the defense credit. Aaron Glenn, the defensive coordinator, they made a great job. They did a great job and stopped it. Stopped them and gave him the ball back, and the Lions went down the field, got a field goal. tied it up, sent it in overtime, and then they get the ball and they go down the field running the football.
Real.
Nothing.
Down their throat, which is the most disrespectful thing you can do in the NFL is, like you say, move a man against his will continuously down the field. Coaches hate that. Coaches hate that.
Because ain't nothing fancy. It ain't no gadgets. It ain't no reverse. It ain't none of that, Ocho. It's handoff. It's toss.
Yeah.
That's all it is. That's it.
Man
against man.
Against
we
mono.
feel our men is better. Our men are better than your men, and I'm here to prove it today.
Better than yours.
It's the most discouraging, heartbreaking thing that you can do to a team is just line up and just run the ball down their throat. Hey, man, that's on us. They tricked us on that when they ran a flea flicker. They ran a wide receiver pass. Handoff left, handoff right, toss left, toss right, and that's all they did. So congratulations to the Lions. Get off to a great start. 26-20 overtime win over the Rams. Quarterbacks that flip sides. Matthew Stafford used to be the quarterback, was the number 1 pick of the Lions. Jared Goff was the number 1 overall pick of the Rams. They swapped, and first blood was drawn by the Rams because they won a Super Bowl with Stafford. Now Jared Goff is going to try to replicate that with the Lions. But the Lions win 26-20 in overtime over the Lions. Ocho, the Dolphins beat the Jags, but the big news actually happened before the game. And this is what happened. Tyreek Hill was detained by police Sunday, a block away from Hard Rock Stadium for a driving violation. He was reportedly stopped for speeding and then got into a verbal altercation with the police and was subsequently placed in handcuffs. Dolphins teammate Calais Campbell, Jonnu Smith, stopped to offer support for Hill, leading Campbell detainment for disobeying a direct order. Miami-Dade Police Department released a statement requesting an immediate review of the incident. One of the officers involved in the Hill detainment was placed on administrative duties during the investigation. No, not administrative leave, administrative duty, which means he's going to be at the desk. He's not going to be in the field. Ocho, we're going to discuss the game. So, but Ocho, this situation, you and I have driven the home games. I did it for over 14 years. You did it for 11, 12 years. So you know what it's like. Lay out, give the fans an idea. You go into the stadium, you got to be at the stadium. I mean, normally they ask you to be at the stadium 2 hours before the game. So, okay, now, Ocho, you leave the hotel the night before the game. I don't know if you stayed there the full time or you go back home and change, but you're on your way to the stadium. Take the fans through probably what transpired with Tyreek.
I mean, obviously he was headed to the stadium. I mean, the rest of, if I'm looking at the background, that's right outside the stadium, outside of Miami Gardens. Because because you can see the stadium, in the background. So obviously he was right there. I'm not sure what actually happened. I'm not sure what time it was. I'm not sure if it was running late. So obviously, if you're stopping for a driving violation, the only type of driving violation you could have 2 hours before a game would have to be speeding of some sort, maybe not using your signal. I'm assuming something minor. Well, speeding is not minor, obviously. So I'm assuming he was pulled over because all I have to go off of is based on what we all saw. I mean, that's it. I think it's unfortunate. I think it's an easy fix. I think it was a very easy fix to where it didn't even have to get to this point, to where it got to today. I'm not sure if cooler heads had prevailed in that time or in that manner, or him being detained wouldn't have happened in that situation. I think you and I have talked about it before. When you're stopped by the police and doing all you can to be able to resolve the issue without it going any further. I'm not sure if Tyreek said anything. Maybe the officer was having a bad day. But there has to be some level of respect on both ends where this doesn't happen. The fact that I don't have the evidence on what really happened and what transpired for it to get to that point, it's hard for me to dig deeper and say some of the things I want to say outside of the fact it shouldn't get to that point, though. There should be a level of respect on both ends. Obviously, especially Miami Police Department. If you work in a game, you're on detail at the game, and you know it's a player, obviously maybe extending him a little grace if he is running late, letting him know, hey, Reek, if anything, just slow down a little bit, baby, because you got people, you got foot traffic. Obviously, there's a game going on, people trying to get to the game. Slow down a little bit. If you're going to be late, if anything, just take the fine or whatnot. Whatever it might have been. I don't know what it was. But again, I mean, as officers, knowing that there's a game getting ready to be played and knowing that it's a player, not saying he should be getting grace. Obviously, there are rules and laws that you have to abide by. But there's a certain level of respect that officers normally have for a player or in a situation and understanding what's going on. But in this case,
I think the thing is, ladies and gentlemen, like when we go to the game, we were required to be to the game at least 2 hours before the game. So our game started 2 o'clock because we're in Mountain Time. So we had to be there at least by 12. I normally got to the stadium about 4.5 hours before the game. So I normally got to the game, the stadium about 4.5 hours before the game. So the traffic wasn't as heavy. But a lot of times they block it off because they don't want traffic. They want to be able to control the traffic coming in one way. They don't want the normal flow of traffic being able to come in all directions. So a lot of times they'll have it blocked off. I was always conscious of that. And so, anytime I pulled up to an area and I saw police officers, I would roll my window down to let them know this is Shannon. Because my window, I always had 10. But I wanted them to know that, hey, I'm Shannon, hey, I'm going to the stadium, and most of them recognize who I was. Hey, Mr. Sharpe, how you doing? Have a great game, so forth and so on. Now, obviously, the later you get to that cutoff time that teams have established, the more foot traffic is going to be coming. And so, obviously, they don't want you speeding through there 50, not even 35 miles an hour. They probably want you around 5 to 10 miles an hour because there's some traffic. Like I said, I haven't been in Miami Stadium, Ocho, since 98. So I couldn't, actually we played them in the divisional round. Yeah. But that's been so long ago, Ocho. So that's been over 2 decades. So I really couldn't tell you. And, normally when we come in on the bus, we got police escort. So it's a lot different when you got police escort as opposed to being, you driving yourself.
Different, yeah.
And so you're absolutely right. I think the thing is for that minor of a traffic, so, okay, he's speeding. And you got to lay him face down on
right. Yeah, hold on. Unc, write him a ticket. Write him a ticket. There's no reason to detain him. There's no reason for him to be face down. But what you do have to think of, if it's sort to that, if they resulted to the point of having to have him face down like that, I think there might have been some exchange back and forth. There might have been some exchange back and forth. That's the only time it gets to that point when an individual is being somewhat volatile towards the law. Then they take things in their own hands, because as you get a little loud, what's the first thing they do?
Well, and in that situation,
they try to detain you.
Ocho,
they try
in that
to
situation,
de-escalate the situation.
He got all the power. Yeah. He got a gun. He got a taser. He got a baton.
Yeah.
He got a bulletproof vest on. He's got, in that situation, he's God. My thing is, anytime the police officer comes to my car, I get pulled over. My job is to get him to the car, back to his car, me on my way, he on his way, with as little conversation as possible. Okay, you pulled me over, Mr. Sharpe. You know how fast you were going? I really don't, but I welcome you telling me. Well, you was traveling such and such, and this must be, I say, I'm sorry, officer, I didn't know I was traveling that fast, but I'm going to take your word for it. Because I'm trying to get him, Ocho, I'm trying to get him to my car, back to his car, as quick as possible. The longer he stays at my car, the greater the chance that there's something that it can escalate. Now, a lot of times, they're supposed to be in a situation where they de-escalate the situation. But that's not always how, and plus, you think because you this, you that, you driving this car, you think you can, no, I don't think that. So that's my whole thought process. How soon can I get him to my car, back to his car or on his motorcycle and get him on his way? In a situation like that, Ocho, for Tyreek to be laid down, and it looked like, I saw a video, it looked like the guy kneed him in his back. I thought that was unnecessary. Yeah. He kicked him, but I thought he needed him. I could be wrong. And maybe the video, somebody, the video that I saw, maybe that wasn't how it happened. But it looked apparently to me that the guy did knee him a little excessive. Yeah. And I'm not saying that he dropped the Ric Flair knee on him or something like that, in WWE. But but it looked like it was unnecessary. It seemed to me that it was unnecessary that you lay a man down in the street for a traffic violation. I can see it. The guy, he was traffic violation and he was warning for some heinous crime, but I don't think that was the case. But I think what's going to happen, because this was so public, and it is the Miami Dolphins and Stephen Ross and the NFL now, everybody's getting involved. Oh, you're going to come to a quick resolution here. And I can assure you that probably won't happen again. I'm not going to say categorically for certain, but there's a great chance that this won't happen again. That guy might have been a little overzealous. I'm not saying that Tyreek wasn't speeding, but I'm just saying I don't know if speeding warrants that. Laying a man down face down in the pavement, you put your knee in his back, you're handcuffing. Well, I mean, if you're gonna do all that, I mean, you might as well go on and take him down.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, and that would make it even worse. That would make it even worse. And obviously, I wish the situation could have been rectified right away. There's a certain level of respect
hadn't gotten that
obviously me being from Miami not even close. Not even close. Not 2 hours before a game, when the officers understand that, okay, whatever the driving violation may have been, listen, quick little talk. Listen, you got to slow down. But you know what? Okay, if you are speeding a little bit, Reek, listen, I know you got a game, baby. You can't be driving that fast through here. Right. I got to give you a ticket. Man. I got to do right by the law, but I'm gonna let you go on about your way. That's it. Simple. It's over. Driver's license, registration. I got to write this ticket. Just slow down for me next time. We got 7 more home games here. Next time you come through here,
we got more than that.
Just be driving the right way.
Hopefully we got more home.
Huh? Oh, okay, yeah. Most definitely. But listen, I think it's a stain though. It's a stain on the Miami on the Miami.
It is.
Miami
it's definitely not a good look. It's definitely not a good look.
Because everywhere, it's over abusing your power just a little bit. Yeah, understanding the situation, understanding the circumstances. You know, Tyreek is no threat in this situation. He's not going to do you any bodily harm. I mean, you know that. So I think obviously it was very excessive and unnecessary.
Yeah. I think the thing is, I mean, like Tyreek said, what if he wasn't who he was? And the thing is now, I think the cameras, and a lot of times, and people like, well, body cameras on, they're wearing body cams, and people like, well, Shannon, you talking about you don't get on the elevator with women. Do you understand there was cameras? Do you know how many times we've seen stuff on cameras and mofos walk up out the courtroom scot-ass free? And you want me to change that? Just my luck. Guess what? The camera ain't working that day. How many times there was a situation, the officer forgot to turn his body cam on, Ocho? I assume nothing.
Thinking they slick. The
moment you pull somebody out, you're supposed to hit that button. But that's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
Tyreek's okay. Probably a lot embarrassed, not a little, a lot embarrassed because this played out in front of play in front of millions, but I don't expect to be handcuffed face down with a knee in my back.
Yeah. Oh, not in my own city. Not in the city I play for.
And then Tyreek, he did what Tyreek Hill does. He catches an 80-yarder, takes it to the house. He ends the day 7 catches for a $131 touchdown to 80-yarder. And then he did by 10 a.m. they had his hand behind his back, and at 3 a.m. he had a celebration going with his hand behind his back.
Yeah.
Hill and Jalen Waddle accounted for 211 of the Miami Dolphins' 400 total yards in offense. Tua threw for 338, 1 touchdowns. Jacksonville was the 9th best defense against the run last season, and they showed it. Miami only had 25 carries for 81 yards, but A-Chain had 75 rushing. Waddle had 5 for 109. Tyreek had 7 for $130. But this game seemed to be, this game was about to be put away. ATN.
The Jags.
And dude comes and peanut punches. They get the ball, and 2 plays later, Tyreek. So what was about to be a 24/7 ball game, Ocho? Now all of a sudden, you get the ball at the 20, and 2 plays later, Tyreek's in the end zone.
Right.
And so now what was supposed to be 24/7 is 17-14. Now You get now the crowd's back in the game. Now the defense starting to feel good about themselves.
We got a ball game.
But give Miami credit. Jacksonville had an opportunity to really put some distance between them. They were unable to do it, and in the blink of an eye, the momentum flipped just like that, Ocho. A 14-point swing. Ocho, the Steelers beat the Falcons behind 6 field goals by Chris Bonio, 18-10. Russell Wilson aggravated a calf injury earlier in the week, gave Justin Fields an opportunity. Justin Fields from the Atlanta area. He completed 17 of 23, 156 yards. He rushed 14 times for 57 yards. But the most important thing for Justin Fields, he didn't turn it over. No, Chris Boswell is the kicker, not Bonio. Chris Boswell.
Turn the ball over.
And as the game went on, it looked like Justin Fields got more and more comfortable. He looked
comfortable, yeah. I
say this again. The great thing that Tom Brady could do, he understood what type of game it was going to be. Justin Fields, look, ain't going to be a whole lot of points scored. First of all, Arthur Smith is not going to turn me loose. Is not going to have me throwing and spraying the ball all over the field. So let me get the ball to George Pickens. Let me hand this ball off to Najee Harris and let them do what they do. And as long as I don't put the ball in harm's way, I like our chances of winning this ball game. And that's exactly what happened. The Steelers' offense couldn't finish drives, but they had a very reliable kicker. He kicked a 51-yarder, a 56-yarder, a 57-yarder to become the first Pittsburgh Steelers kicker to kick 3 field goals of 50-plus yards in a game in franchise history. The question I got for you, Ocho, if Russell Wilson is healthy next week, does he start or do you stick with Justin Fields?
Absolutely not. You know, Russell Wilson is going back to his starting job. You know, Russell Wilson was awarded the starting quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Therefore, when he's back healthy, he's back in the slot. I think the offense in itself, in general, especially with the playbook and the play calling with Arthur Smith, it opens up the playbook exponentially as opposed to if Justin Fields was at the helm. Two different type of quarterbacks. So I think the best fit for the Steelers would be Russell Wilson for the foreseeable future.
But anyway, Adam Schefter dropped the bomb this morning that Coach Belichick wants to return to coaching next season. Hell, he wanted to coach this season. That's why he went on job interviews. They make it seem like Coach Belichick turned jobs down. That wasn't the case.
I'd like to see him coach. I think the difference now with Bill is will Bill be able to adapt to the younger generation of players? Will he be able to evolve? I don't think the older style of coaching, in a sense, will resonate with the younger generation. I don't know if that makes sense. I think you might be able to explain it a little better. I think those in the chat might understand what I'm saying. Being able to relate to the players, getting the players to understand how you do things. I don't think the old school style of coaching will go very well with them.
As
if
Adam
that makes
reported,
sense.
Coach Belichick wants to return to coaching if the right opportunity presents itself. Belichick will be able to keep a close eye on the league through the media projects, tracking his players and readying himself to coach again. Ocho, where do you land? Where would you think he will land? Like, as I said, he went on some interviews. Remember, he had 2 interviews with the Falcons before they settled on Raheem Morris. Morris, excuse me. He interviewed somewhere. Right. Where else did he interview at? Didn't he interview with 2 teams? I know he interviewed with the Falcons. Who? Yeah. No, I'm saying, did he interview? I'm talking about to be a head coach. They wanted him as a DC in San Fran. Did he interview in Seattle? Did he interview? Why am I thinking he interviewed with 2 teams? I know he had 2 interviews with the Falcons.
I like honestly, I like Bill on TV better.
He want that record.
I like Bill on TV.
He want Shula. Nah,
is it 3?
I think it's like
379. What's the number again?
Something like that. 347. Probably like 20 games.
How far away is he?
25 games. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Hold on. That's it. In the right situation, that's it. In New England, he wasn't ever.
I mean, well, obviously, yeah. I mean, he wasn't gonna get it because, well, I mean, where could he go?
Like,
can you imagine
what
Belichick with the Cowboys?
Just the Falcons? Just the Falcons? Okay. So you just go ahead, coach. Yeah. Huh?
You heard me? Could you imagine Bill with the Cowboys?
That ain't happening. It's hard, Ocho, when you think about it. When you've had power for 20 years.
Yeah.
So 20.
Yes, sir.
Almost 25 years. You had total control. How do you go and you have a general manager over you and you don't get really final say on the roster or draft? How you operate under that?
I think you have a conversation before you even.
Yeah,
that's why you have those interviews. Understanding the laying the landscape before you even get hired. And if the young fella with the star who owns the team doesn't agree, you just walk.
Well, you know Jerry ain't gonna give you that. Jerry just told you, Ocho. He told you
one of the greatest coaches of the ball.
Can't nobody do it better than him.
I mean, Bill has 6 Super Bowl championships. I think he can.
From start to finish. Can't nobody do it like me.
Hey, one thing about it, he's a salesman. Can't nobody sell a product like he can. Now that I agree with.